Lake Erie is looking pretty green. An algal bloom has spread across the western basin. An international team of scientists and students spent the morning collecting samples of it. NBC 24's Chris Arbino explains how this research will make a difference down the road.
Environmental scientists from the U.S. and Canada went out on Lake Erie today to create a high-resolution picture of this year's harmful algal bloom.
It was a bad bloom out there today. The water was bright green, especially close to shore. There's a very thick scum, and it's covering quite a large area of the western basin.
The harmful algal bloom is nearing its peak this summer, and it's early, but it came in perfect time for the University of Toledo's second annual HAB Grab Day. Researchers from UT, BGSU, Ohio State, and the University of Windsor and other public and private agencies took to the water Wednesday morning to collect more than 170 samples.
And the idea was to get a high spatial resolution picture of the bloom that's underway right now.
Those samples were collected by the different universities and agencies solely in the western basin of Lake Erie, where the HAB is most concentrated right now. But collecting those samples is just the tip of the iceberg. The real work starts in the lab, where gallons and gallons of contaminated Lake Erie water is processed for valuable information.
Basically just filtering the lake water so that all of the particulate matter stays on the filter and all of the dissolved nutrients will go through with the water, and then they will go through a nutrient analyzer and it will measure all of the nutrients in that filtered water.
Predicting the blooms is not an overly difficult thing for researchers to do.
The bloom is toxic, but it's not highly toxic as it has been in some years.
What researchers are after is why some blooms become highly toxic while others are relatively benign, which is still a mystery to these scientists. They'll take this information and feed it into computer simulations, which will help predict where the toxic algae may be headed.
Ultimately, it will help us develop toxin predictions, which is something we don't have yet.
While Dr. Bridgman did note that there is a large harmful algal bloom out on the lake this summer, there is currently no threat to Toledo's drinking water. Reporting at the Lake Erie Center, Chris Arbino, NBC 24 News.